Thank you so much. I know I'm 20 years married with a Greek woman. I know time is fluid, but it's going to lunch now. So I will try to make my best to save some time. Obviously, everybody has heard something about coaching. Who has heard something about team coaching? What have anybody heard something about the effectiveness of team coaching? Not so many, and so I felt some time ago. Let me show an overview what I would like to do. I would like you to introduce a little bit more to the field of team coaching. I think it's very much a new field. It's maybe like coaching 20, 25 years ago. I heard the topics of evidence-based here directly in the morning. I would doubt in the moment that team coaching is already evidence-based, and a couple of other things. My background, I'm one of these coaching dinosaurs. I actually started coaching in the 80s. Some of you were not even born in the 80s, via family therapy. And we made something very interesting, and obviously it was so interesting that our professor became in the 80s one of the first coaches in Frankfurt. So with coaching I have a long tradition. I worked in the industries for many years, and my vision actually about team coaching is to help the next generation of coaches to work more evidence-based and to have more foundation and maybe take something what we learned all the years in the different fields. Being a business person or business psychologist, of course there is a rationale behind coaching. What's actually interesting, organizational development research indicates that only 1 in 5 teams is high performing. Looking to the industry, teamwork for many, many years is more and more in the driver's seat. So what can you do with the tools of coaching to support there? What you can see from statistic is 23% more economic benefit provided by high-performing teams, and so on. I think there is a lot of demand there outside to make the team coaching more work or maybe more evidence-based work. Just to grasp the idea, what's the difference between one-to-one coaching and team coaching? Imagine you have one-to-one coaching. We talked the whole morning about it. Get the idea if you have 7 people in the room as a team. You actually have 42 relationships in the team. These relationships are shifting continuously. You might have one person has one space. If you have one-to-one coaching, you can adjust to your person you are working with. If you have 7 people in the room, you have constantly shifting, and you want to create this psychological safety that everybody is heard, allowed, people are talking more. So it's quite a messiness in the room you have to take care of as a team coach. So a lot of is going on. There is a other set of dynamics in the room, and I would say the team coach needs an advanced set of skills to manage what's in the room or to coach the team. 5, 6 years ago, I actually switched my career after being 25 years working with grown-up adults, executive. I got a little bit bored as well. And I enjoy now working with students, MBA students, and so on, about different things about human change, organizational change, and other topics. One of my research interests was coaching and team coaching. And we did I want to share a little bit about the research we did. One of the things we did, we started actually, what is written about team coaching? Of course, for a practitioner, if you ask a practitioner, they all have a nice, charming coaching definition. If you look to academic literature, which needs to be ranked in some kind of way, 1, 2, 3, 4 star, we identified 15 papers where we looked what is actually written, what are the key components. Problem solving, raising awareness, reflection, some of the things you heard about. Process focus, systemic approach, goal objective focus. What's the messiness? You have the same in team training, team building, team development. So what is team coaching? Is it a hybrid, or what's behind that? So what we did as well with some colleagues, we actually did, and if I say did, it takes you, in academia, it takes you about 2 years to get a study through, from the beginning that you invite people, that you collect the data, that you write to an academic journal, until you get through this review, peer review process. Takes you about 2 years. So it is not the fastest kid in town, but we asked 410 team coaches, how would you define team coaching? How is it different from one-to-one coaching? And how is it different from other team development interventions? At the end of the day, for me, coaching, doing it so long, I learned it more from the clinical field. These are helpful conversations. I have a similar view on team coaching, that at the end of the day, with some other techniques or tools, these are helpful conversations you want to push forward. So what we saw, what 410 globally working team coaches said, again, common team goal, focus on team performance. Actually, what the heck is performance? How would you define it? I liked before the, personally, when I work with teams, of course, I look to the results on the one hand. I look to well-being as well. How healthy feel people? Having worked with many teams, in many teams, people feel like prisoners, which is not really a healthy thing. So if you ask in our audience a question, how many have felt as a prisoner, you hear a lot of people saying yes. So well-being is actually a part of team coaching performance as well. Team learning and reflection, team coaching activities, team as a system. As you can see on the other side of the table, again, you have these things in definitions of team development, team building, team training. So it is still a messiness around there. What we found in our things, advanced coaching skills and longer terms, were some of the aspects which were actually differentiating team coaching from other team intervention. Being as a consultant, as a practitioner, actually you don't care. Is it team coaching? Is it team consulting? Is it team development? As long as you get paid, you are happy. That's not in academia. In academia, your objective is a little bit different. And if you want to give what are the essence I want to give to the next generation, we like to look to a little bit more careful into the recipe of the soup here. We came up, and I'm happy to share this in a short version, and I'm happy to send it to you, and maybe let's translate it into Greek. The definition of team coaching, I don't want to go through. For me, what is actually relevant, what I enjoy as a team coach, is working on this team reflection part. There is actually where a lot of music is being played if you want to work on innovating teams. Depending, are you in a corporate setting? Currently, I'm working a lot in the UK with entrepreneurs, with teams. They are very small and even have family members in it. Quite another set of dynamics. As a psychologist, of course, I'm fascinated about what's going on. As a researcher, it's difficult actually to see what is it, what makes team coaching, what are the components, what is it I have to tell my students that they should take care of. It's very much about a systemic knowledge as well, which was mentioned here before. Looking to the history, where are we coming from? It's actually looking at this, and here I tried to make the different theories team coaching is built on the one hand as islands, and then there are ladders and little submarines. Hope submarines is not a weird topic here. Looking at it, if you look to sport coaching, it started already in the 19th century, a little bit earlier. We have the psychology field, we have team theories, we have leadership theories. For me as a coach, I really enjoy teaching students now. Sometimes I have to teach effective teamwork. What do we know actually about effective teamwork is quite more than we know in coaching. There is roots of the research which goes 30, 40, 50 years ago. As you can see with the leathers and submarines, this kind of the island of team coaching, what you can see there, of course it was influenced from one-to-one coaching, it was influenced from team series, and it was influenced from leadership series. How much? Let's not talk about it. I just wanted to illustrate where we come from. I think in terms of evidence-based research, as I try to show here at the right end, it's of course the future where we are going to. It's not easy, but I think what I enjoy working with other disciplines together is actually, it's not only psychology, it's not only one field business, it's many fields which gives you the information around the topic team coaching and can inform this. Personally, I'm interested to work with entrepreneurs. I'm interested in improving well-being of people. Nevertheless, I'm still a practitioner, look for team performance and all the other elements. But here, just the question was somehow where we are going to. Looking to where is team coaching now? There was this article in the Harvard Business Review some time ago about coaching. 20 years ago, it was written Wild West. That's what I show my students if I teach coaching. I think with the team coaching, it's the same. Practitioners, we love it. There is a lot of potential to make money. As an academic, it's still a big messiness because you have to define a lot of things. Team Coaching Association. I'm currently via the ICF in a global team trying to define the competencies. All the associations don't have these guidelines like you have it for coaching. We are like 20 years ago in coaching. In team coaching, it's the same. We need to define the standards. So to define the standards, I did selling the competencies in the 90s already. You need to have a definitions. Which definitions do you take? So that's why we started our work from the beginning. Make a definition. What the heck makes team coaching? And building now from there on, companies already are looking, and then there are a lot of reports. The coaching market is globally something like 120 billions. There is a lot of money in team coaching, which is maybe only 10%, but still enough for many to jump in onto this boat. Companies, if you look to the reader report, expect 76% of increase in the demand of team coaching, so practitioners are happy. Where do I see the future going? I see, on the one hand, let's build the basis. What makes team coaching? What are competencies? How can we inform the coaching schools, the association in terms of what are the guidelines, the criteria? In terms of research, personally, I'm much more interested in live research, but as difficult it is to do live research in a coaching session, it's not easy to get in. The same is with team. Personally, with two colleagues, we try to develop a scale, which we try to get funded to make it free access. We are not a consultancy at the university, so we have some other means to make it as a common good. Team coaching communities of practice is another way to learn maybe more about it. People who do already team coaching, and there are good team coaches out there. It's not so that there are not good team coaches, but communities of practice, other groups, to get more rolling. That's for me actually the team coaching future, which I can see. Haralambus, how are we with the time? We are okay? We have plenty of time. Under the Acropolis, how nice. I hope you got my passion about team coaching. I wanted to share a little bit where are we now, where are we going. For me personally, and my wife can agree to this, I like messiness, I like working with teams. She agrees. The future is very interesting because what I can see with clients of mine, teams are more appropriate to deal with the complexity of today than this one-man hero kind of picture. I hope you got a little bit taste about what team coaching could be. I'm happy to share a little bit the definitions, the article in a Greek version, and thank you so much for having me.